Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Sarah Louise. I'm an intuitive. I'm a reader of the cosmic weather, and I'm here to share with you what's coming up this week. So what the planets are doing, what energy that's going to create, what tone it is, and how we can best vibrate through the week. This video will be going out to you on the solstice, and the solstice carries the most beautiful energy. It's a complete kind of relighting, switching direction of the light, which kind of switches direction of our internal compass. I love solstice energy. So wherever you are in the world, summer, winter, it doesn't matter. It's the most beautiful moment of reset and harmony and kind of checking in and aligning with nature. And yeah, it's a beautiful energy. So happy solstice, because this video is going out on the solstice. And this solstice feels really powerful. I mean, this whole year, the last few years, and as we go into next year, the energy is big, it's deep, it's heavy. It's like, if we kind of go back and I tune in and I think about it, it's probably since 2020. Everything has uplifted, up-leveled, like massively. And we've been tested more than ever. And, the level in which we can evolve has kind of like gone on steroids, and it's been huge. And when we have these points like this week of the solstice, there's like a kind of a resettling, a kind of moment of pause and reset. And when that new light comes in, if it's winter, it's more internal. If it's summer, it's more external. We feel it if we're aware and we're tuning in, and it's comforting and it's a little bit reassuring, of it's okay, you're on your path, you're exactly where you're meant to be. And I kind of, as we come to the end of the year, like there's a lot of reflection that we could be doing, we might be doing, that I do on, as I walked into this year, how am I different walking out? What has changed? How am I different? What have I learned? What do I take with me? What have been the lessons? What have been the gifts? And I would say it's a really good kind of moment and time for us to do that. And a solstice, for me, this is like, forget kind of, 1st of January for the kind of new year beginning. The solstice for me is very much around this new year, new energy, a new shift. We've got now and then we've got March the 21st, where to me that's where real newness comes in, not January the 1st. And that's actually why people struggle with New Year's resolutions, because it's like, it's a kind of, it's not a solid ground for doing that. Yeah. So it's either now or March. So, it's a great week for reflection. We've also got Christmas this week, and, I know many people celebrate Christmas, many don't. Most people have some holiday time because there's lots of public holidays. So my message to you is just be exactly where you're meant to be. Try and be present. Try and carry on your practices. Try and not go too much off of path. Try and stay balanced. The old way was very much, this kind of up, down. And our nervous systems really struggle in that. So, if we can just stay a little bit more balanced through these times, through these weeks, where there's so much conditioning and there's so much programming around how it should be, we will walk a lot easier and smoother and more regulated and more grounded and more peaceful. So whatever this week means to you, just walk with self-awareness and be exactly where you're meant to be. There is so many shoulds and expectations, and we're not good with expectations. expectations often lead to disappointments, and then we're on that big roller coaster. So try and, you know, have no expectations. Try and just be grounded in yourself. Enjoy where you're at. You know, if you're with people, you're with family, or you're alone, just be in that moment with whatever it is, and find the little golden little bits wherever they are, and focus on them and the gratitude. Yeah, it's just another week, right? And hopefully a week where you get some kind of time out, more self-care. Yeah, and listen, when I say self-care, you know, self-care isn't, you know, self-sabotaging, which quite often these weeks can be. So there's a beautiful saying for those that are spending time with their family: you know how far you've come and you know how much you've healed by spending a few days with your family, and what that reflects back to you. So not doing that in a, you know, oh my God, let me see where I'm at, but in a, oh, this is going to be a really cool time of reflection. Yeah. Or you may choose not to do that this time, and do, like, just please, this week, be chill. Yeah? Chill. Remember that presence with somebody is way more powerful than anything. So be present, be grounded, look after yourself, keep it simple. Yeah? Stay in alignment with nature. Yeah? I think I'm going to check in next week and do more of a end of the year, going into next year energy, but I'll touch on it a little bit this week. I've been channeling and writing a bit of the energy of next year, and it's like I actually feel like it's a continuation of this year, but it kind of up levels a little bit. So for some that may sound like, oh my God, no, this year was really harsh, I can't do that. But we can. We're never given more than we can handle, right? But it's just, we're going to be tested kind of in this last little bit, yeah? Because I feel that there's a lot of change and there's a lot of fear on the planet next year, and there's a lot of like turmoil going on up here. But we can just be here, right? We don't have to go into that. Yeah, we don't have to be a part of that. We can stay in our center, and we can send love, and we can send light, and we can not get involved with it. We cannot buy into it and not tune into it. And that, my friends, is the biggest advice I can give you as we roll into this new year. You know, if there's chaos going on in the world, just send love and peace. Don't buy into the chaos and the drama and the horror. You know, just come back to your heart and send love and peace and stay in that vibe. That will help much more. Yeah. See where you can help. Where can you be of service rather than, you know, add more hate. Yeah. So yeah, as we are learning, and as we have learned a lot this year, like, just let this time be whatever it is, without too much judgment, without, you know, criticizing it too much. Just let it be what it is. Stay grounded in your body, look after yourself, regulate your nervous system, your being, rest, nourish, release, like step back from as many toxins as possible, because the world's a little bit toxic right now, more than normal. Yeah, so don't add to that. Yeah, be one that carries more pure light, pure energy. Help to balance that out. Yeah. We're in Capricorn season now, walking into it. And it's, you know, clippity clop, that mountain goat, one foot in front of the other. Off we go. It's more solid, it's more grounded. So let's kind of really step into that energy. And sometimes, you know, and I'm a Scorpio and I want it deep and blah, blah, it can feel a little bit boring, right? But the Chinese say there's only, oh, not, that's not true. Not, someone once said to me there was a Chinese proverb around, you know, boredom, like you can't say that. It's like a sin to say that boredom is a thing, like, yeah. So if you find yourself feeling bored, like, do something, yeah. Do something with your mind, not trying out here, but like bring yourself back to center, yeah. And if it does feel boring, maybe let's try and start to reframe that to actually this is stable and this is grounded and this is much more where it's meant to be, because we've all got used to this. And when it's not like this, we're kind of going, oh, what's wrong? I should create some chaos here. But this is where we need to be going forward. Trust me. So whatever keeps you here, yeah, it's really important. Yeah, we don't want our little systems doing this, you know. Gone are the days of, you know, 5 coffees and da da da. It's like, drink your chai or your mushroom drink and don't put your system through this chaos every day, because the chaos up here and the chaos out there is going to create major chaos. Yeah, so let's let that be and just regulate here. Yeah, put your expectations of what's going to happen this week to the side and just look after you and be kind and be loving and be open and be aware and enjoy the week. Come from love, come from peace, come from understanding. Yeah, and just remember that everyone on this planet right now is feeling a little bit wobbled. Yeah, and as we go into the end of the year, it's like it's such a, you know, it can be such a wobbly time. But if you hold your presence and you stay grounded, you can share that with other people, because, you know, our energy has an effect on others, right? You hearing me? Happy Christmas if you enjoy Christmas. Merry Christmas, like, beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful energy and it's a beautiful vibe. Let's just tune into that. Yeah, let's be kind, let's be loving. Yeah, I'm away on holidays from Sunday, but I am going to try and check in with everyone next week, and just I feel like there's a little bit more coming through to share with you as we enter into that new year. So I will check back in with you next week. I said last week, and a couple of people were laughing with me, you know, because I said, you know, daily rituals really matter, and one of them could be, you know, meditate, masturbate. And I'm going to add on to that this week: meditate, masturbate, create, right? Because when we meditate, we get really clear about what we want, and then we're going to get the energy really flowing, and then we're going to push that into creation. Like, just have some fun, you know. Just have some fun. What daily rituals are you going to bring into your day that make you laugh, that create, that make you feel better, that make you feel good? And we all know journaling, and we all know drink water, and we all know, yeah, so let's bring some new ones in. Like, they're just some ideas for you, right? You can think of your own. Anyway, have a beautiful week. Happy solstice, happy Capricorn season, and I will see you next week.